Welcome, everybody. Nice to see you. All right, roll call. Let's see, Kyle Hudson.
Present.
And Brandon Stendens.
Present.
And Matthew will not be joining us tonight. Liaisons, Denise Wood.
Here.
And Mayor Allison Kerr.
Here.
And our staff member, Ron Fucci.
Present.
And City Manager, John Gurton. Great. All right. And Mr. Sanchez, I believe that is you. Is that you? You're still muted though.
Yeah, I hear you. You can hear me now? All
Hear
right.
you now. Yes. Welcome. I'm going to read public comment that I need to read. General public comment must deal with matters subject to the jurisdiction of the city and the council that are not on the agenda. Anyone wishing to address the Parks and Recreation Committee on matters not appearing on the agenda may do so now. The public may comment on any other matter listed on the agenda at the time the matter is being considered. There will be a time limit of not more than 3 minutes for each speaker. No action will be taken on matters brought up under this item, and all comments will be referred to staff. All right. So first order of business, welcome, Mr. Sanchez. We're going to do community group updates and activities first, and I thought we would let Mr. Sanchez speak first. And those of you that don't know, he is the gentleman that is generously offering to donate a new basketball court for our wonderful park. So thank you for that.
Yes.
And I didn't know if you wanted to just speak or if you want us to ask you some questions, if you want to maybe give us a little summary.
Yeah, I could start however you want. You want to ask questions, or I could kind of go into how this all came about, whatever's easiest for you guys.
Yeah, just whatever you would like to talk about.
Sure. So, well, thanks for having me. I'm a resident of Delray Oaks. I'm on Portola. And anyway, I have a huge basketball background. I grew up playing basketball. I played at Carmel High School. I finished up at UC Davis, class of 2000. I've coached 8th grade boys at Carmel, the girls varsity at Carmel High, and the boys varsity for 8 years at Carmel High. I've ran my own basketball camp. So my whole world has been basketball for many years. Anyway, during the COVID, I took my daughter, because we couldn't get into the gym, down to the Delray Oaks Park. And I hadn't been down there in a while. And anyway, I just noticed that the court itself could use an upgrade. And so I contacted Mayor Kerr and said, hey, I think I have a great idea. And if you guys are open to it, I'd love to help get this going. And anyway, I've been able to raise $20,000 so far to put towards a new basketball court, including the backboards and rims, the court itself. And so that's kind of how it all came about, was just, and I was telling Mayor Kerr, I just kind of got bored during COVID and said, I want to stay busy and active, and I love to give back to the community, and just saw that there was a need for it. So that's how it started. And then I got busy again and kind of fell off that thing, but Mayor Kerr called me and got me back on board. So we're here to help.
Well, that's a great silver lining to the COVID story, that you got bored. How wonderful and lucky for us.
Sure.
Does anybody have questions? I'll go around. Kyle, do you have any questions for Mr. Sanchez?
Yeah, it might be a simple one. I wonder, what is the total cost? How much are you trying to raise to cover the expense?
I think 30,000 will cover everything. I got bids. Only thing I don't have a bid on is the fencing that will go around the perimeter of the court, just to kind of house the balls and that sort of thing. But as far as the concrete and the construction of it, the materials, the backboards, the install, I would say probably no more than 30, probably that 25 to 30 range.
That's great.
Yeah.
Brandon, do you have a question for Mr. Sanchez?
Not at the moment, but just I'm a lifelong basketball player. I've seen you around at the sports center and
Oh boy.
always been, kind of inspired by seeing you coach and everything, and now seeing you give back to Delray Oaks in this way is really special.
Certainly.
So, thank you so much, and I hope to add in any way possible to it. So
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Now, have we played against each other?
Back in the day, a couple times. Yeah.
Good deal.
Tell us the truth, Brandon.
Yeah.
I see a few games in your future.
Yes.
Great. And Denise, do you have any questions for Mr. Sanchez?
Oh, I'd just like to say thank you. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
For what you're doing. Really appreciate that. And just 30, it sounds a little low to me if you're going to redo all the concrete. I'm a landscape contractor, so.
Hey, yeah, nice to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
A lot of donated work as well.
oh, donated. Okay, because I was going to say with the
Mhm.
labor, it seems a little low, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I wonder, All right, let me, I might be able to help with some concrete. Maybe
Okay.
get some,
Yeah. I know Ron gave me a good source as well.
okay,
But yeah, I mean, I think any source that's willing to help and participate,
okay.
Towards the construction of the project is helpful and needed. But love to just, tap all sources as we kind of move closer to this project.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an option with the city. If somebody did, let's say a concrete contractor came in and helped and donated, something, could we mention that somewhere on,
Well, I think Ron and John, correct me if I'm wrong, we're still working out the logistics on how this is going to
work.
proceed.
uh-huh.
Yeah, but we could definitely work something out where people get recognized for their donations.
Yeah, I was trying to thinking because I'm like, yeah, this might be worth your while because you'll have your, everyone will see their sign of their work.
Yeah, we would just need to talk with the planning commission and the council about what they would like to see, what fits in with the character of the park and the character of the
Mhm.
community, all that, we
All
don't,
right.
I don't know that we want to do big, advertising.
No,
signs,
no, no,
but-
no, 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 but just, something like, well, who was responsible for making it happen?
Yeah, no, I think we should definitely give credit where credit's due.
Okay. That's all. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Mayor Kerr, is there anything that you would like to add or say?
I just want Ryan, could you talk a little bit about your work with John Gurton and Ron Fucci on this and design and all of that? It's
Yeah.
a big undertaking. So
We've done 2 walkthroughs. I believe now the current location of the basketball court is going to be moved closer to the baseball field. If I'm saying that accurately, I think our last walkthrough, the court itself would shift closer, I think where the beach volleyball is. But that would just be the designated area. And I think outside of that, it's not too much of an overhaul. Really, it's just fresh concrete. We do have the size of the court that we could revisit. The court itself, the surface, is more of the what you see at parks now is tile. And I dropped off some samples to the city to review that as well. But it's professionally made and it's for parks. It's weather resistant, if you will, low maintenance, lasts a long time. So we've done a lot of the red tape logistics, if you will, for the materials of the court. And then the basketball hoops themselves, fiberglass backboards, they have the padding around the bottom where the pole is. And so again, they're all, I guess, park grade basketball hoops as well. So a lot of the, like I would call just the red tape research has been done. And I probably spent maybe 2 solid months on contacting different companies that specialize in these parks and narrowed it down to a company I think is out of back east that provides the material for the court, and as well as the basketball hoops. The only thing I did not source yet, and I know Ron has the info to give to me, is just for the fencing, which I think is very similar to the fence in the same company that you guys have already used in the past. That kind of gated the park.
The other question I had is, could you talk a little bit about timing?
Yeah. So the timing I'll have to revisit. I know back then it was probably a little bit longer to get materials. Things have stabilized since COVID. If I put an order in today, which call it March 1st, I think the turnaround time would probably be in the 10 to 12 week period. It'd probably give us enough time to lay the concrete down and get the surface ready to install the tile. But the tile itself is probably going to be the longest turnaround time, about a 10 to 12 week window. And then outside of that, the basketball hoops turnaround time is fairly quick. So I think it's just a matter of just getting that concrete down and then pressing the green light to order the tile.
Super.
And Mayor Kerr, just an idea of like an aerial shot. I had it positioned on the map. I think you still have it. If not, I could share it with you guys again. But it kind of gives you a perspective of aesthetics and how it ties into the park.
That would be great to resend.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. So I just want to say thank you. I mean, your enthusiasm for this and your work getting not only quotes, but also the funding makes it so much, well, I don't know, I shouldn't speak for our city manager, but makes it easier on us. My last question has to do with John and or Ron. What would happen with the current concrete and the current basketball area?
Yeah.
Ron?
Yeah, I think obviously we have to demo and remove the concrete. So I think that's something I'll have to work with Ryan on and see if that's part of something that's his donated work would be a part of, and then figure out logistics. And then also figuring out timing wise, because we're also going to have the playground equipment coming in and doing some demo for that equipment as well. So totally stoked. And I did look at those tiles as well. So that if you guys are not aware of those, they come already pre-painted with the stripes and everything, and they're super, super nice, man. And it'll just augment all the stuff we're doing now. And I can't thank Ryan enough for donating his time and his effort into making this happen and making Delray Oaks Park even better than it currently is. So totally stoked.
Right on. Ryan also has some great ideas for a party. And so I was looking about the timing to see, we also have some ideas for a party too. So maybe we'll just have numerous parties in the park this summer.
Yeah, I think it's just a collaborative effort to just, like a ribbon cutting, if you will, for the entire park. But as far as the basketball court, we have a friend of mine who's also now a resident of Delray Oaks, Jonathan Geisler. He wants to donate 100 basketballs to kids that come out for the opening day, if you will. I could get some of the people that I work with. Jose Ramirez is a 2-time world champion boxer. I endorse him through my tequila brand. He's happy to come out and help and just be a fixture and sign autographs. And I can just kind of reach out to some of my network just to make it, just kind of a little more exciting in that regard of kind of launching the new basketball court. I could probably get people to donate t-shirts as well for the kids. We just want to make this special for the kids. I grew up in Sacramento at that time, early 80s. Our only outlet was the basketball courts at the parks. And so I know it made a difference for me. I know nowadays kids have a lot of other options besides going to a park. However, I think, this is just the beginning. Happy to help kind of get back or get some energy behind maybe do a possible league for the kids of Delray Oaks or even kids of other cities. We could do hot shot competitions. I mean, we want to utilize this basketball court. We don't just want to set it up and let it run stale. I would hope to and want to be in hopefully an influencer in getting this activity for the court. So that's important as well. I think that's just the beginning process of getting it done.
Well, Ryan, we have a questionnaire that will be coming out for park usage. And one of the questions has to do with skills that you might be able to donate for a Parks and Rec programs. So I know what you would sign up for.
Yes. Definitely not pickleball. I'm not good at that.
And Kyle was talking about possibly having not margaritas, but something during our upcoming hopeful movies in the park. And so maybe we could also have an adult version with some tequila tasting.
Yeah, we do the Nitro Margaritas. I'm the official tequila for Laguna Seca, for the Monterey County Fairgrounds. I run all the bar concessions for that. So I have all the necessary licensing when that time comes as well. We'll just donate everything. Happy to help in that regard too.
So we'll have to work with John Gurton to make sure that that's legal. But
We'll have to work with Alex Lorca to make sure that that's all legal.
Alex.
Ryan, again, from me, thank you so much for your enthusiasm and obviously your love for our community. You're amongst friends here.
Yeah, thank you. And whenever we need to figure out the rest of the logistics, we're ready to go. We're trying to make it as seamless as possible. Just tell me how we need to do it and when we want to get it rolling, and I'll start taking care of my part.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, we will be in contact, and as a group, we'll have a very fun opening basketball court party.
I'll be there.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us too.
All right. Thank you guys. All right. Take care.
Right.
Bye.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ron. See ya.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, that is exciting and
Could I just offer one question to city manager, and we can talk about this later, but perhaps we should look at creating a nonprofit for the Parks and Rec, for these types of, we have Ryan in town, and hopefully this isn't the last large thing that he would want to be involved with. So maybe that's a way that, the committee could raise some money and also be a vehicle for these types of donations.
Yeah, I've already put it on the city attorney's to-do list to look at what it would take to establish a Friends of Delray Oaks Parks or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Of course you did.
As soon as we created this great committee, I did.
Ron, since we're on the, sorry, I got a text from Scott Waltz. Since we're on the committee member staff updates and activities, Ron, is there anything that you want to share since we're on that agenda item?
I think basically I was just more worried about getting with Ryan. I've been talking for the last couple of weeks trying to get everything situated and logistics going I want to make sure the timing's just right with the equipment coming, and then also the demo of the current basketball court, and then the framing and the pouring of the concrete. I'd like to get it coordinated to where the playground, and then that's going, and then work our way out to the parking lot. So everything just flows out.
Right.
And
Right, especially because we don't want to have the parking lot all fancy and nice and then have the demo equipment come and roll over it.
exactly.
Yeah, there's a process for sure.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And then also too, Denise had offered her expertise also as far as layout and whatever else that you may need. She's got, expertise in that area too. So we are all here to help, Ron.
I love that.
So we've also, Ron, maybe it might be premature, but yesterday I signed the contract with the playground equipment contractor. So we should be getting that going soon. And I don't know if you have a timeline for that, Ron, that you want to share.
Yeah, I spoke with Casey and I had to send him over some stuff today. So we're looking at towards the end of March for the equipment to actually be ready to go. And then the pouring of the rubber matting that's going down. So we're looking at end of March, early April to get everything started. And I'll confirm with him tomorrow. I sent him an email today with some questions. So I'll get back to you on that, on a hard timeline so we can get things going.
So at our April 6th meeting, we should have a very solid timeline as far as how things will be progressing, do you think, at our next meeting? By
Oh,
then?
absolutely.
Okay.
I assume we'll have that way before then, but yeah.
Okay, so definitely by April 6th, and then we can plan whatever type of ribbon cutting or whatever else that we would want to do
Oh, yeah.
for that. Okay, all right. And then Mayor Kerr, is there anything as far as anything you would like to add? Oh, sorry, where did you go? There you are.
You're muted,
You're
Mayor.
muted.
Sorry about that. I have two things. Actually, one question for Ron. What color is the matting for the new equipment?
It's going to be a brown tone, a soft brown.
Okay.
But you know what? It's not too late to choose a color.
I was just down there this weekend and I was talking to some parents and their concern was about the heat.
Right.
And so I don't know if there's some compounds in it that help with that, but they were hoping it wasn't going to be black.
No way.
Oh,
No
okay.
way.
And so the brown, and I would think that your points of contact would be able to help you with that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to match kind of the sand color.
Okay.
That, yeah. So it's definitely not going to be a dark color to attract a lot of heat.
Great. And then as far as my input, I wanted to let everybody know that I spoke with Mayor Carbone of Sand City. Last meeting, we talked about possibly doing a field trip. Couple of things. They do not have a Parks and Rec committee, but they do have a very active arts committee, as you would assume. I asked if we could come and get like a tour of the arts park or anything like that they're doing. Two things. One is she suggested that we all attend the 831 event this Friday. It's in the art park. She said it gives you a good idea of what can happen in a park, what is there, and their motivation for it. And then she also offered to have a conversation with the committee about arts. She started rattling off how to do murals and all this kind of stuff, and she just made herself available. And so Terry, if you'd like to schedule her or something, I'm happy to make that connection for you. But she was very open and really glad that we have a Parks and Rec committee now, and just hoping that we could go and see one of their activities in action this Friday night.
So that's curious because I looked at their website yesterday, and maybe I just didn't look in the right spot, but I was searching their particular city and I didn't see an 831 event on their website.
Oh,
So
That's not
did
good.
she give you a time frame of when that's happening?
It's from 5 to 8.
Is it on there, Denise?
Well, no, but my husband's band's playing.
oh,
Okay.
And
'Cause
so
really,
so I have a flyer and I can forward that on to you.
Okay, so from 5 to 8,
Yeah, it's like 5 to 9.
is it at the art park?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well then,
Oh, I don't even know where that is, but Sand City's not that big. So
No,
No,
it's right across the street from, remember when Morgan used to have the coffee shop there?
mhm.
Right across the street. From
Okay.
Carmel
It's-
Stone.
Yeah, right across from Carmel Stone. It's at 525 Ortiz Avenue. And it's from 5 to 9.
Okay. Now, John, if several of us go, is that breaking the rule? Like if we don't talk to each other, can we even be in the same? You know how I am about this. I just don't know what's correct and what's not. So say Kyle goes, Denise goes, I go. Is it okay that we're all there, but we don't talk about stuff?
Yeah, I think we're fine. Just as long as we don't talk about our parks, we just get
Okay.
ideas from them, we're fine.
Okay, if I see you, I'm not going to talk to you about our parks.
A chance just to get to know each other.
Okay, great, great. All right, let's see, Ron Mayor. Denise, was there anything as far as a liaison that you wanted to share with us?
No.
Okay,
Nothing.
all right.
Oh, actually, I did hear, I was chatting with a CAG member and I mentioned about possibly, and then doing a coordinator with the Ice Cream Social. And so it's just kind of the starting conversations. I haven't gone to any meetings or anything. It was just like an aside.
Okay,
But
great.
yeah.
Yeah, we've had that conversation as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a text message from Scott Waltz, but I don't see I don't see a phone number on here.
No,
There is a work day for sustainable on the 10th of April. If anybody cares to do that, that would be a Sunday.
yeah.
I thought that
And-
was changed, excuse me, I thought that was changed to the 13th. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The 13th would be in the middle of the week.
Yeah, no, it was changed from the 13th to the 10th.
Okay.
Scott gave us the wrong date, yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple different emails, so
Okay, and I don't, John, do you know what time, or Allison?
I do, let me pull up my email real quick.
And it's a work day for working at Work Memorial Park, am I correct?
Yes,
mhm.
and it's to get rid of invasive species
Uh-huh.
and
we could definitely use some strong backs.
yeah, and the mayor from Marina is going to be there helping because he has expertise in that area.
Right, Bruce Delgado.
Yep.
Mhm. Okay. All right. And that's a little bit of a segue for me. That we can get to Kyle and Brandon. I want you to be able to share now also as far as committee members, if either one of you has any updates or anything, Brandon. that
Before
you-
we
Oh, I'm sorry, John.
I got the times. It's
Oh,
from-
great, great.
From 1 to 3.
1 to 3 on the 10th.
1 to 3-ish, he said.
Okay.
And then
Got
before you jump to committee, folks, if I can just update you on one other thing.
Sorry, John. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So, so for the Park 68 grant, we got the funding, we got the projects. You'll all remember one of the projects was to resurface the parking lot and to fix the handicap sites, the siting of the handicap parking spaces. So Ron and I, after that, we met with Sherman Lowe, who's the city's contract civil engineer, went over the project parameters and everything and what we thought would work, wouldn't work. So right now the project is to do what's called a slurry seal. That was already done 5 years ago, and you see what the condition of the parking lot is 5 years later. So we talked with Sherman and we decided that it would be best to actually grind it down a little bit and then do a 2-inch overlay. That way we don't have a parking lot that lasts us 5 years. We have a parking lot that lasts us, 20 plus years. So Ron got some updated bids for that. It's looking like about another $40,000, Ron. Is that right?
Yes, and that also includes demoing out the current curb, which is asphalt, and putting an actual concrete curb drainage in it. So
So it looks nicer too and functions better. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm looking at funding options for that. We have several opportunities, the ARPA funds being one of those opportunities, but I wanted to let you know that we're actually looking for ways to add to what you all approved for the Prop 68 funding and use some additional funding that we have to build onto that and make it better so it'll last longer. So probably next month, we'll be taking that to the council for their consideration to up that project. That's all I have, Chair.
You. All right, great. Sorry about that. Sorry, John, that I skipped over you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Brandon, is there anything that you would like to share as far as an update or activity, anything that came across this last month for you?
The only thing I thought of is the just an idea for like future use, especially if we're going to be speaking with the mayor of Sand City about art. Like there's that when you go to down Angeles, the corner of Angeles and Rosita, on the right, there's that like big box steel looking thing. Like if that is something that would be potentially, you could put a mural on, that would be nice. I see that quite often in downtown Monterey, where a lot of their equipment just looks prettier than just, you know, a steel color. So that was one idea I had. And then other than that, congrats, Kyle. Heard you got hitched. Kyle.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brandon. And Kyle, I know we're going to talk about the survey, but is there anything else before we get to that?
I had one quick question for an update on the one question and one quibble, and then the survey. The question is, we had talked about dealing with the tennis courts. Ron, I think you said you had an upright that you could install, and then I don't remember if it was like resurfacing was included in that. I didn't know if that was still on the radar, or if that has deprioritized because of all the other projects that are coming up.
Yeah, I think the only thing I was going to do currently was to upgrade the poles that hold the net. There's a sleeve in there that gets rusted out, so I had my welder come over and take a look at it. And next available date, he's going to come out there and put new sleeves in, so that'll be able to tighten up those.
Great.
It's just wear and tear. They get rusty, and the water, once the water gets there and then in the dirt, and they rust out and they start failing on us. So we'll upgrade those. His next available date, he's going to reach out to me, and then we'll get those completed.
Yeah, as far as the resurfacing, there's plans in the work relative to the Fortag Trail. And so we've worked with TAMSI's engineers, and it actually works better for them if we move the orientation of the tennis courts so that it's actually facing east-west. And then that helps them. They don't have to cut into the hillside and build a giant retaining wall. So it reduces their project costs, which means that those costs can go toward basically building us a new tennis courts. And maybe a pickleball court, Mayor. And we'll see how that all works. But you know, that's one of the benefits if Fortag happens. So if Fortag doesn't happen, but and I'll make a plug, and then the mayor can join in too. But at the next council meeting, TAMSI is going to come and give a presentation, and there's going to be a focus on some of the trail associated infrastructure improvements that we'll get as part of the trail that aren't necessarily the trail, but like new tennis courts, improvements to the butterfly garden, improvements to the intersection of 218 and Carlton, which will, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it'll look like this.
It's beautiful.
What is that?
Wow.
That's the corner of 218 and Carlton. That'll be the
Wow.
trail. It's
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's switchbacks going up. Of course, we'll want Denise's input on the landscaping.
So that's right
Awesome.
across from City Hall.
Yeah, right across
Awesome.
the
That
city
is-
hall there, right behind me. So You're muted.
Those are the switchbacks to get you down into the park.
Yeah, so they have to do
Yeah.
switchbacks for 80, or
Right.
not to get into the park, sorry. That's to get up to work, from 218 up to work.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and because of the grade, it's such a steep grade, they have to do switchbacks
Oh, neat.
to meet ADA requirements.
Huh.
And so initially it was like 8 switchbacks. And so we worked with them to do a more attractive design that works a little bit better. And so they incorporated stairs and have 2 sets of switchbacks. And they can still meet the ADA requirements. And so then there's landscaping. So it'll be really nice when it's done, if it's done. So everyone come to the meeting on the 22nd
Okay.
and listen to the presentation because we need the support. And I am not lobbying for the campaign. Just
I'm
to
a
be-
pro lobbyer.
Yeah, just to be clear, I'm stating facts.
But I think it's really critical for you guys to watch the presentation because so much of it is tied to the
Mhm.
parks, access to the parks. The tennis courts is a big to-do, which really ticks off one of our boxes in a way that, we couldn't do on our own. So.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be the biggest infrastructure project in the city in probably 70 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's big.
Kyle,
So
did
the-
you have something else?
Yeah, the one issue that Megan asked me to bring up as well is that the gate that goes to Work Memorial Park, next to the garden center, is locked again for pedestrians even. And I don't know who I would reach out to. Is it the garden center that has keys for that? How do we make sure that's not, it was like a midday stroll or something she was trying to do and it was closed. I just don't know who I would email to like ask about getting that opened up.
Was it the gate right next to, at the end of the court, or the gate behind Safeway?
The gate next to the court, or at the end of the court, I believe.
Okay, yeah, that's
think.
it's supposed to still be open. Do you know what happened, Ron?
Are you speaking about the gate down below at the entrance of the?
Yeah, like right next to the entrance to the garden center there to the left.
So there's there's a bollard there and there's a ped entrance there and then gate, but there shouldn't be anything blocking that walking through.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
always open.
Okay. It might have been, she might have been referencing the one at the other end potentially. I'm not sure. I'll have to go go ask her about it.
I would say they're probably talking about the one behind Safeway.
Yeah.
But even that one, you could walk around.
Mm-hmm.
Ron, John, could you just explain why that gate is closed, the one by Safeway?
Yeah, so the gate, so that road is kind of infamously called the Hall Road because it's mostly used by the garden center for deliveries. And so the gate has been closed because we haven't wanted them to use the road. They've been using the front entrance. The problem with using the front entrance is we have big trucks going on residential roads that aren't constructed to carry that kind of weight. So they're tearing up the roads. So we're back now to them using the Hall Road, but we want to kind of keep some parameters on how and when and why they're using the Hall Road. So they're calling us to come and open the gate for them when they have deliveries, and then we go back and close the gate when they're done with deliveries.
Okay.
So the pedestrian gate may have been closed inadvertently.
Yeah.
But
I was just relaying that because I'm supposed to. She's in
okay.
charge.
Yeah. Well,
She tells me to ask a question like, yes, ma'am.
yeah. No, it's a good question. We'll make sure that the access is open.
Okay, great. Yeah. And yeah, we can talk about the survey if now's the right time to look at that.
Before we do, one thing that I would like to mention is that I think it's really important having conversation with both the mayor and then Denise separately, that as a committee, we reach out to the other groups within the city, CAG and Sustainable. And I think we can be a really wonderful bridge between some of these other groups. And so I wanted to see, Brandon, maybe if you would be willing to go to either the CAG meeting or the Sustainable meeting I can pick up the other one. Kyle's been working on the survey, so kind of spread the love a little bit. I really, after having some conversation